What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out the first revealed cards coming out of the new Advent of the Eyes with Blue structure deck. That of course is the upcoming Blue Eyes White Dragon structure deck, which that is probably a working or tentative name when it comes to the TCG version of this. Also in the TCG, we don't have a release date as of yet. Nothing on the website is updated, but I'm sure Konami will give us a press release on this momentarily. Speaking of what's inside, so they revealed 4 cards, and you know, there's a new boss monster that has some omni negation and some other effects that's really cool. They gave us 2 cover cards, which is interesting, kind of a new version of Maiden of Eyes with Blue, and I'm surprised because I didn't really have expectations of this product. It's been quite some time since Blue Eyes has been like competitively viable, but these cards are really good. Like, they synergize incredibly well with the old cards. Blue Eyes has a few powerhouses because it's such an old archetype that continues to get support in pretty much every era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes has some very powerful cards that are not hard once per turns, and it really elevates the ceiling of what you can do with these cards. I'll probably periodically show some combo videos that people have already cooked up, but you just know that you have some very powerful 1 card and 2 card combos that can go into calamities, that can go into like multiple negations. So Blue Eyes it's looking legitimate with this new support. If you're a fan of the deck, you will be able to play it again very soon. Well, at least when this comes out. Anyways, let's start with the new boss monster. This is Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon, which, what is this, like the 3rd or 4th version of Ultimate Dragon? Because I know there's another, or like a second form of the Ultimate Dragon fusion, but this is the first Ultimate synchro monster. Anyways, it's basically just a more powerful version of the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. It is 3,500, 4,000 light synchro monster. You expected that. Level 12 this time around. And the summoning conditions look very hard until you realize Spirit Dragon can just cheat it out, basically. It's 2 tuners plus 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster, which kind of sounds like a Jack Atlas card, except, you know, the whole Blue Eyes part. The 3rd and 2nd effects are hard once per turn. First effect, your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard, so I guess anti-bestial. That's kind of cool. 2nd effect, the real powerhouse. When a card or effect is activated on the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn. 3rd effect, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your graveyard except this card, or like another copy of this card. Obviously, 2nd effect is your most, or your best way of defending yourself or disrupting your opponent, because it's like omni negation, but it is a little watered down. It's not quite that Baron de Fleur where you can, you know, negate something in the hand, negate something in the graveyard, like a Fiendsmith Endeavor trying to summon itself, or you getting hand trapped or something like that. It is specifically cards on the field, and I do wonder if that's going to be the way Konami makes omni negation moving forward. But either way, I'll definitely take it. It's still very strong. And then the 3rd effect, again, it works very well with Spirit Dragon, because unless I'm missing something, and you guys just tell me in the comment section if I am, one of the best ways, or the way that I've really been seeing people summon this card, is you just make Spirit Dragons, then during your opponent's turn, you tribute the Spirit Dragon, you summon this card against them, and then you get your little Omni negation. And if this card would die by Spirit Dragon's effect, then it just doesn't matter, because it just reborns the Spirit Dragon. The little Spirit Dragon goes into the big one, and then the big one just goes back into the little one, and you just keep on doing it. So definitely a solid card to like put on your inboard. We have a new version of Maiden of Eyes with Blue. This is Maiden of White. I mean, it's the same girl. I know that she was like in the anime and stuff like that. Her stats and everything was expected because it's just from the last card. This is a light spellcaster. She's a tuner. That's also expected. Level 1/0/0. Your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd are all hard once per turns. And again, this card pairs very well with the like established Blue Eye support. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Place 1 True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap zone. True Light is basically, it's like the Eternal Soul, but the Blue Eyes version of it. It's really nice that this card puts it face up on the field instead of setting it, because even as a trap card, it means you can instantly activate it and like reborn your Blue Eyes and stuff like that. 2nd effect, if this card, or excuse me, if you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. That ties in perfectly with the 1st effect, because if you discard it, she's going to be in the graveyard. Then when you summon your Blue Eyes, boom, she instantly puts herself on the field. There is your, you know, simple level 9 synchro right there. 3rd effect, when a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, or one level 1 light tuner from your graveyard. I think that's built from, or I think that's from the Maiden of White with blue. She had an effect just like that. I'm not exactly sure how often that's going to come up, but mainly like if you're trying to combo and stuff like that, the first two effects are really what's going to, you know, kind of put the work in. Like the third effect could come up, but the first two effects are definitely good enough. New search card for consistency, which Blue Eyes has never really been known for, so they definitely need all the search cards they can get. Prayers of Eyes of Blue is a normal spell. You got a hard once per turn on both of the effects. First effect, discard one card as a cost, add one level 1 light tuner and spell/trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Prayers of Eyes with blue. Second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Blue Eyes White Dragon you control. Equipped one Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equip spell that gives it 400 attack. I have not seen that effect really be used, so I'm not exactly sure what they're going for when it comes to that second effect, but the first effect is basically like your combo starter. It gets you, you know, it gets you your Maiden of White, it gets you your Sage, basically it gets you all the cards in Blue Eyes that you're going to want to normal summon, or I mean with Maiden you just discard her, but it's a good way of getting to Sage because Sage is like the combo starter of the deck. This definitely seems like a card you're going to be playing multiple. It's probably just a 3 of if I'm being honest. Your next one is the one that summons from the deck the Blue Eye, or summons Blue Eyes from the deck. This is Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. It's a spell card with a hard once per turn on the first and second effects. First effect, summon or special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment in defense position, but you can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect if you do not control it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters, which, hey, ask those Dragon Link players if that's a problem. Konami has released so many good dragon monsters when it comes from the extra deck. I mean, some of them are banned. Guard Dragons and, you know, number 30, not number 38, but Dark Matter Dragon, etc., etc. Anyways, continuing on, second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters on your field, or excuse me, from your hand or field as material, including Blue Eyes monster, a Blue Eyes monster. So this card is part of the combo. It's searchable by prayers when you're adding that level 1 light spellcaster. You add this card as well. If you do happen to add Maiden, you just discard her. You activate your Saga, and then you summon your Blue Eyes from the deck. And then Maiden's effect triggers because she's in the graveyard. She summons herself to the field, and then boom, you can just synchro into a level 9 like your Spirit Dragon, and you can kind of go from there. Overall, like, the combos are impressive. My only, I guess, kind of reservation here is that I haven't really seen any combos that play around Nibiru, but for what they do, they seem very powerful. I think maybe the Nibiru thing is an issue because, you know, you're kind of locked into dragons and stuff like that, so there's not going to be a bunch of like Appaloosas and other ways that people are easily playing around them. However, if you don't get nibbed, there's a lot of powerful stuff that you can summon, and again, you can Calamity lock your opponent. If Calamity does happen to get banned in the TCG, you can go for Cosmic Blazar Dragon, you can go for the new Blue Eyes Fusion, the one that is only available in like QCR, that's like crazy expensive. You can go for that card if you somehow can afford it in the TCG. I am pleasantly surprised by this Blue Eyes support. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and thank you guys for watching as always.